go with a little Jules Verne, one of the 7 novels, and this is 5 weeks in a balloon. As you can tell, I've got my double layer glasses on, and it's for safety because we're going on a balloon ride here, okay? And this is chapter 4. We're going to pick up from where I left off last evening. Chapter 4. The aerial line which Dr. Ferguson counted upon following had not been chosen at random. His point of departure had been carefully studied, and it was not without good cause that he had resolved to ascend to the island of Zanzibar. This island, lying near to the eastern coast of Africa, is in the sixth degree of south latitude, that is to say 430 geographical miles below the equator. It's kind of small print, as you can see. See how small the print is? That's why I got the binoculars on here. Let's see here. From this island, the latest expedition sent by way of Great Lakes to explore the sources of the Nile had just set out. But it would be well to indicate what explorations Dr. Ferguson hoped to link together. The 2 principal ones were those of Dr. Barth in 1849 and of Lieutenants Burton and Speke in 1858. Dr. Barth is a Hamburger who obtained permission for himself and for his countryman, Overweg, to join the expedition of the Englishman Richardson. The latter was charged with a mission in the Sudan. This vast region is situated between the 15th and 10th degrees of north latitude. That is to say that in order to approach it, the explorer must penetrate 1,500 miles into the interior of Africa. Until then, the country in question had been known only through the journeys of Denham, of Clapperton, and of Oudney, made from 1822 to 1824. Richardson, Barth, and Overweg, jealously anxious to push their investigations farther, arrived at Tunis and Tripoli like their predecessors, and got as far as Murzouk, the capital of Fezzan. They then abandoned the perpendicular line and made a sharp turn westward towards Gap, guided with difficulty by the Tuaregs. After 1,000 scenes of pillage, of vexation, and attacks by armed forces, their caravan arrived in October at a vast oasis of Asban. Dr. Barth separated from his companions, made an excursion to the town of Agades, and rejoined the expedition, which resumed its march on the 12th of December. At length it reached the province of Damerghou. There the 3 travelers parted, and Barth took the road to Kano, where he arrived by dint of perseverance, and after paying considerable tribute. In spite of an intense fever, he quitted that place on the 7th of March, accompanied by a single servant. The principal aim of his journey was to reconnoiter Lake Takad, from which he was still 350 miles distant. He therefore advanced toward the east and reached the town of Zorokolo in the Bornu country, which is the core of the greater Central Empire of Africa. There he heard of the death of Richardson, who had succumbed to fatigue and privation. He next arrived at Kuka, the capital of Bordeaux, on the borders of the lake. Finally, at the end of 3 weeks, on the 14th of April, 12 months after having quitted Tripoli, he reached the town of Nagorno. We find him again setting forth on the 29th of March, 1851, with Overweg, to visit the kingdom of Amadua, to the south of the lake, and from there he pushed on as far as the town of Yola, a little below the 9th degree north latitude, 9 degrees north latitude. This was an extreme southern limit reached by that daring traveler. So anyway, this is what I like to do before bed, and you're probably bored by now, so nighty-night. Night?